Welcome back everyone to part 2 of the repainting and the retheming of the Trailfinder 2. So off camera I've prepped the body shell, sanding it down because there's quite a lot to do on that, so I didn't want to make the video very boring with the ins and outs of sanding. But basically I started off with some 600 grit and then finished it off with about 1200 grit. So that's all prepped and ready to go. So today we're going to concentrate on the front bumper, which is chrome, which I no longer want chrome, and the roll bar. Now, the issue with the chroming is if you sand it and you miss a spot, the paint will obviously won't stick to it. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see here, now this is black, this is where I've taken the chrome off. It's not anything technical, it's just a case of using the back end of the Stanley blade, so the flat part straight across, just lightly across, which seems to have taken it off. And then once it's all off, I'll go over it with some 1200 grit paper just to make sure it's nice, and then we'll prime it with some filler primer, because as you can see there's a few nooks and crannies. But like I say, it's not meant to be a 100% perfect paint job, because at the end of the day it's not going to sit there on a shelf looking pretty, it's going to be out and used. So if the paint job doesn't turn out, you know, like paint booth perfect, I'm not really fussed, because like I said, it's going to get used. So let's say we're going to carry on with this, and then we'll move on to the cage. Now I'm not too sure how to do this, because I actually quite like it in black, but it's not going to suit the rest of the car if it is done in black. But anyway, we'll worry about that. As for the front bumper, going back to it, it's going to be primed and then it is going to be painted black. We've got some LEDs on the way that I'm hoping are going to fit in those perfectly, so we'll have some nice front lights as well. Also, let me just find the top of the box. I also have this. This 4 light pod. Now this was originally on a bracket fitted to the front bumper. Sorry, let me get it in shot. Fitted to the front bumper, something like that. Now it looked pretty cool, but we had to remove it because we wanted to put the winch on. So trying to think of another use for this. What I think I'm going to do is it's going to be mounted to the roof, just behind the front window. And I'm going to order a yellow LED kit for it, just because I think it'll look cool with the yellow LEDs rather than the white LEDs. So hopefully it should look alright, fingers crossed. Same again, this will be painted, I think, because it's currently black, and I might take the grills off the front of the lights as well. But like I say, they're just accessories and bits and bobs. Like I say, those little finishing touches that we'll come to and figure out when it's all being put back together. So for now, let's crack on with this front bumper, get rid of all this chrome, and then see how it looks afterwards. Okay, so the front bumper is done, so it's a little bit dirty. We're not bothered scraping the chrome off the back because there's no point, because you're only going to see the front. There's a little bit left in the gaps down there which I will get out, but for pretty much the purpose of the video, it's pretty much done that. So like I say, all that needs now is just wiping down and to get all the dust off it, any grease or anything like that, and then left to dry, and then it's ready for some primer. So the next thing we're going to do is this roll cage, and like I say, this might take a little bit of extra time because it's got like all sorts of stuff stuck to it. But yeah, like I say, I'll prime it, and then when it comes to the decision of colour, we'll figure that out later. So let's crack on with that. So a good tip for everyone is, if you, like me, I don't have a back garden where I live and it's pretty bad weather outside, I have this area which is at the back of my living room, which I use for doing all my RC stuff. Now, a good tip is, if you've got, like I have, like half a box, It's a good thing to spray in because you can keep it confined into this area, and like you say, just spray as minimal as possible to eliminate any of the spray fumes or dust from going over everything else and around the area. Now the primer we're using is just a bog standard grey primer from a well-known motoring store and leisure store. We won't say the name or anything like that for advertising purposes of YouTube. But this is basically just a grey primer, so we've given it a good shake. It's up to room temperature because it's been out the front in the little storage cupboard. The parts are washed, they're also up to room temperature. So let's crack on and let's give them the first coat of primer. Okay, so we're just going to go in just lightly, just like that. Now you will notice I'm using gloves, and the reason why I'm using gloves is because with my normal day job I work in an office, so basically all I'm trying to do is just eliminate having spray paint covered hands for work. Okay, so there we go. So there's the first coat of primer on. Now just having a look. I think I've got all angles there. To be fair, I think I've got most of them. So we'll leave those to dry. They shouldn't take too long. Like I say, I've turned the heating up in the house, so it is pretty warm. I think it's currently at about 34 degrees Celsius. So yeah, feeling the heat. So that should take no time to dry. And what we'll do next is we'll measure up the body for size and see if we can get that in for painting. Okay, so we can't paint the whole body in one go because we haven't got a box big enough, which is unfortunate, but these things happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one side first. Now you probably can notice all this gunk around the wheel arches. Now unfortunately that's glue. I can't get that off. However, I'm going to be putting the arch extensions back on. So that will cover all that up, but like I say, the rest of the area that needs to be painted is all prepped and ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint this one side now. When that's dry, we'll cut scene, flip it over, do that side, and when that's dry we'll do the top, the sides and whatever. Okay, right, the front bumper is now dry. We put it on the radiator for half an hour or so, and the same with the front grille, the lights and the lower bumper section. So all we need to do now is give those a paint. Now the front bumper I'm going to go for black, and I'm going to paint this undersection black as well. Just because, like I say, I don't want the chrome front bumper. I think it looked a bit tacky, to be honest with you. Like I say, because we're going for this new sort of look, I want to completely change everything about it. The reason I'm going to do this area black is because it's going to be at the front anyway, and I have seen a couple of these designs that I'm going for, this style, where the front is painted black, so I'm going to do that anyway. This black paint I'm using is from the same place that I didn't mention before. This is just plastic bumper paint. Now I bought this for my actual car. It's a no prep sort of paint. You literally just make sure that your surface is sort of clean and dry, and it will stick on, which to be fair, it was really good. I painted the front grills on my Ford Mondeo with this, and they were like because it's the titanium model, they were like a champagne colour, and I wasn't too keen on it, so just masked the area off, just give it a quick clean. Allowed it to dry for a little while and painted it on. Like I say, it's done probably about 15 to maybe 18,000 miles since I've done that in about May, and like I say, it's held up really well. So this is what we're going to apply on here. So I've already given it a shake. Just give it another one. Same again. I'm just going to make sure that they're just spaced apart. Just a quick test spray. Now this stuff is really good. I couldn't recommend it enough for anyone who wants to paint something, because So like I say, it has a really, really good finish. Okay, now I think I just need to get one edge there, yes. Okay, I think that's all of that. Let me just check that out. Okay, so yeah, that's done. Well, I can just see from the camera angle, I need to just get under there. There we go, that's got it. Right, okay, so we're just going to leave those to dry now. Like I say, they will take a little bit of time with this black paint, and it takes longer to dry than the primer. So we're probably just going to leave those overnight now, and then get back on with painting the rest of the body. Alright, so there's the body primered. To be fair, I think it looks alright. So I've done the inside of the truck bed and the inner wheel arches. I've not done the actual truck bed floor because, like I say, we're going to put that black rubber matting down in there. So I think that should look pretty cool. So now we're just going to leave that overnight just to make sure that the primer fully hardens and we're not going to have any issues with this top coat taking. Tomorrow, like I say, we'll figure out what colours we're going to go for. Like I say, we'll put it up to the vote with you guys, but like I say, I've pretty much got other colours in. I've got my colours in mind anyway. But yeah, no. So really appreciate you guys tuning in again. The bumper in the light grille section is drying. So fingers crossed that's going to look nice and glossy black when that's done. So big thumbs up to you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll give you an update tomorrow when hopefully we've got the paint on. Like I say, we need to mask off because, like I say, where we want to go. Oh, and another thing as well, this trim line down the middle here, I want to use that as like the join line, so I've got a colour in mind for that. I'll give you a bit of a hint. It's a German car manufacturer, and you see a lot of them around in silver, and it's not the one with the 3 letters, it's the one with the 3 points on the symbol. So let's say I've got a colour of silver in mind for that, which I'm hoping might look alright to blend the 2 colours together. But yeah, so for now, thank you very much, and like I say, drop a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, and also, let's say, check us out on Facebook as well.